The latest OnePlus phone is now out and I have it here alongside the OnePlus 5. I'm going to be doing a speed test between both the OnePlus 6 and 5 in order to determine how much the latest device has been improved in terms of speed. The reason I'm not testing the OnePlus 6 against the 5C is because the 5T was seen as an incremental upgrade to the 5, so it makes sense to test out devices that are actually one version number apart. The relevant specifications pertaining to this test are as follows. The OnePlus 6 on the left has a Snapdragon 845 chipset and 8GB of RAM, while the OnePlus 5 has the Snapdragon 835 and 6GB of RAM. As always with these speed tests, the results shown may not represent the true day-to-day experience you get from these phones, but it should give us a rough idea, and hopefully it can help you guys decide whether you should upgrade from the OnePlus 5 to the OnePlus 6. So with that said, let's get to testing both these phones out. So let's test out the fingerprint readers first and see which one unlocks faster. They both unlocked exactly at the same time, so I'll give both phones 1 point for that. Now let's check to see which one loads up the camera first. I've got a shortcut straight to the camera here on the bottom. So clearly the OnePlus 6 won that round. So we've got two Chrome bookmarks here, one to The Verge and one to Engadget. I'm going to try and press them both at the same time and we'll see which device loads them up first. And it looks like the OnePlus 6 won that marginally. So let's try Engadget now and see which one does it faster. So it seems like the OnePlus 5 started and finished rendering that website first. A little odd, but nothing alarming as it was fairly close. I'm going to now move on to opening up some applications. First, let's make sure all the applications are closed. So we've got a few applications here to test. Let's start with Instagram first. And the OnePlus 5 wins that. Wow, didn't expect that at all. Now let's try YouTube. Both devices appear to have done that at the same time. Onto Amazon. Again, both at the same time. Now I'm going to try IMDb. Once again, both devices finished at the same time. So now let's move on to something a little more intensive. Let's go with Mario Run first. And it's the OnePlus 5. Very weird indeed. That's so odd. I mean, you'd expect it would be the OnePlus 6. Now let's try Temple Run 2. It looks like the OnePlus 6 wins, but it's by such a very small margin. One more game on the list, Skyforce Reloaded. Again, the OnePlus 6 with a very small margin. I'll give that point to the OnePlus 6, but seriously I wouldn't really consider it that much faster. We can now move on to the actual benchmark test. As always, I'll be using Geekbench for this. I'll run the CPU benchmark first. The OnePlus 6 finishes first at 3 minutes and 25 seconds, getting a single core score of 2467 and a multi-core score of 9081. The The OnePlus 5 finishes a little later at 4 minutes and 4 seconds, getting a lower score, a single core score of 1977 and a multi-core score of 6340. Now we can move on to the final Geekbench test, the compute benchmark. The assumption is that the OnePlus 6 will finish first and get a higher score, but let's see what happens. The OnePlus 6 does indeed finish first at 42 seconds, getting a score of 14,267. The OnePlus 5 finishes a little later at 53 seconds, getting a score of 7,865. So the OnePlus 6 scored nearly twice as much. Not a surprise here, the OnePlus 6 is a newer device with a newer chipset. So the OnePlus 6 pretty much wins in terms of points, but it's the benchmark tests that really won it, the speed test. Otherwise, application and game launching speeds are very similar. You probably shouldn't buy into the marketing that OnePlus 6 is significantly faster in real life usage. As you saw from this test, in benchmark tests the OnePlus 6 does do a lot better, but benchmarks aren't everything. And if you're planning on upgrading to the OnePlus 6, it should be because of the other upgrades like the camera. I'll be doing a camera test sometime soon, so if you're interested, please subscribe. That would help me out a lot. This has been Raju from Tectonic. Thanks and see you later.